UK, who has made and ensured that we have a campus which is wheelchair friendly. And not only wheelchair friendly for one or two or three of us, but to see to it that the washroom on the ground floor, I would recommend that you come and please take a tour. We have a washroom which is as per international standards. We have a ramp which comes and brings you on the stage out here. And you also have the fifth and the sixth floor classrooms, which are completely accessible. I think we need to have such kind of empathetic leadership, not only to talk about things, but to walk the talk. And I appeal to all of you to please take a tour and look at our campus and see to it that all educational institutions are made this way. Yes. Yes. I would just skip all this, and if I can, recommend that if all of you are in concurrence, I have a small video clip. Whatever I've said, Sai Paranjpe as a screenplay script writer has done it in a very profound manner from the film Sparsh. It's a 2-minute clipping. Can we? Yes, thank you. Before that, I would like to mention what this little girl who's mentally challenged, her name is Lakshmi, is saying. A city that excludes even one member is no smart city.
सर, मिसेस प्रसाद आई है।
आइए आइए मिसेस प्रसाद। गुड मॉर्निंग।
नमस्ते।
तशरीफ रखिए। जगदीश।
हाँ सर।
क्लास 10 को बोटानिकल गार्डन्स ले जाना है।
हाँ सर।
उसके लिए बस का इंतजाम।
हाँ वो सर अभी।
अच्छा। और कॉफी?
जी।
आप कॉफी ही लेंगी ना, या कुछ ठंडा?
जी नहीं, कॉफी ठीक है, शुक्रिया।
तो आप हैं मिसेस प्रसाद? बड़ी खुशी की बात है, आपने अपना इरादा बदल दिया। क्यों, सच नहीं है?
सच है, आप सब कुछ जानते हैं।
ये नहीं जानता कि आपने अपना इरादा बदलने में इतना वक्त क्यों लिया।
बस ऐसे ही।
कुछ पर्सनल बात है?
जी।
तो फिर इरादा बदला कैसे?
कुछ चेहरे, कुछ मोमबत्तियां, कुछ स्पर्श।
आप हफ्ते में कितने दिन आ सकेंगी?
7।
वाकई? बहुत खूब। वैसे 6 ही काफी है, हमारे यहाँ भी इतवार को छुट्टी होती है। आप बच्चों को गाने सिखाएंगी?
गाने, कहानियां, नाटक, हैंडीक्राफ्ट, सब कुछ आता है थोड़ा थोड़ा। आप ही बताइए इसमें से क्या सिखाएं? मैं यही चाहूंगी बेचारों को ज्यादा से ज्यादा दे सकूं।
देखिए, एक छोटी सी अर्ज है, एक लफ्ज आप जितनी जल्दी भूल जाए उतना अच्छा होगा। बेचारा। हमें मदद चाहिए, तरस नहीं। यहाँ के बच्चों की जिंदगी में एक बहुत बड़ी कमी जरूर है, लेकिन उस कमी का बार बार एहसास दिलाने से कोई फायदा नहीं है किसी को भी। बल्कि उन्हें यह एहसास दिलाना चाहिए जिंदगी में फिर भी उम्मीद है। ये कैसे होगा आप सोचेंगी? बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज रहेगा आपके लिए, लेकिन ये मत भूलिए कि अगर आप उन्हें कुछ देंगी तो वो भी आपको बहुत कुछ देंगे। किसी का किसी पर एहसान नहीं, कोई बेचारा नहीं। ठीक?
ठीक।
My question is to Dr. Poddar. There was a mention in your speech about the disadvantaged groups in a city. The tragedy is that when we look at them in the cities, they appear to us as a disadvantaged group. But when we go to their habitat, we appear to them as a disadvantaged group. See, I come from a city called Bhopal. We have a huge number of Gond artist painters coming to Bhopal city to get global recognition. They live in slums, they live in very small ghettos. But when I visit the Gond areas, I find that actually I am the disadvantageous person there. So don't you think that a better way of fighting, a better way of dealing with the so-called disadvantaged groups in the smart cities would be to create actual skill development advantages for them at home, to actually let them live a life in their own formats, let them get employment, let them get prosperity in their own formats of skills? A. Secondly, we have, this is question one to me. The second question which I have is, today the entire session has been about skill development. We've been talking large about skill development. I've been hearing this a lot. But don't you think that this entire talk of skill development is about urban skill development? Have we actually gone back to these people who we deal as at disadvantaged groups and asked them and asked ourselves, what about traditional skill development in India? And can actually equal focus on traditional skill development help us deal with this problem of disadvantaged groups in our cities? Thank you.
What you said is absolutely right. But actually, as per what we saw when Krishna presented, I think this word disadvantage has no place basically. But for the entire population to understand that some people need extra care, not in the form of a charity, but as a part of their right, being one of us, this word is used. So actually, this is only an artificial creation of somebody's disadvantage, and many of us are also many times disadvantaged even into our normal situation. So this word as such has not much of a value from the labeling point of view. The second question was regarding skills. Now again we see that I don't think the population, whether it is advantaged or disadvantaged, really waits for somebody to create opportunities for them, because the survival itself over a period of years make people very innovative and their skills are developed to most of the times in a good manner, and also sometimes in a very bad manner for cheating and making money. So the skills, training of skills, it's all we from the high pedestal think that people need this and people need that. But basically if we ensure that they have facilities to survive, they have facilities to take education to a certain extent, either formal or non-formal, either as a skilled person or even as an unskilled person. If that environment is provided, people are smart enough to take advantage of that and make their life little better. So that is a universal truth, and I don't think anybody waits for somebody to create these environments, but it is the duty of the entire, all the stakeholders, including the community and the government and other actors into the play, to see that the proper environment is created for everyone on an equal basis, where they can take advantage. Those who can't take advantage for whatever reason remain the only people who need little bit of charitable approach for them. There is no point in creating an army of beggars into our country when all of us, including disadvantaged, are so proud of themselves and are able to stand. But we all must recognize it and actually close the word charity. Instead of that, it should be the contribution that all of us must give. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to say something. This is nothing, this is not a real question. This is just to add on the subject which we are talking today, that the smart cities. My emphasis is with Dr. Rohit and also correlated with Dr. Mehta. When we are talking about the architectural, the planning, the town planning, and creating social infrastructures, particularly for the disabled and the needy. We have been working with a project called as Expo 2020 in Dubai. You know, the master plan is consisting of 150 square kilometer area, in which within the city there is an international airport, and there are 12 districts, separate districts for each activities like commercial, residential, recreational, social, etc., in which we have suggested one particular district, number 11, which is called as Humanity District. It has been accepted by the government of Dubai, called as Humanity District, in which we are introducing the social architectures and human engineering, which are the two specialty subjects, in which in social architect we look into all the culture, art, religious, and all these aspects in terms of design and planning. And whereas in the human engineering, we look into the requirements of the disabled people for walking, for playing, for swimming. We are designing a special swimming pool for disabled children and all age group. It's not only related to children or girls or boys. It is right from a baby to a eldest man who is fit and can swim in the swimming pool. So this is what my emphasis is, only to consider these aspects when our planners plan the real so-called the smart cities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have come to the we have come to the end of this wonderful session. On behalf of all of you, I would like to thank all the panel of speakers who have given their shared their views, and we have had a diversity of viewpoints being presented. So I would like you to join me in thanking them by clapping.
Yeah. Thank you so much, eminent guests at the podium. We have few announcements from the organizers' point of view, and before you leave, please listen to the announcements because they are vital to the upcoming sessions. I would like Mr. Riker to join us at the podium. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, we are going for a cup of tea on the 5th floor. We'll go by the elevators. Followed by that, we have a wonderful session of In Conversation With. During this session, we have Dr. Madhav Chitale with us, Shri Ashwin Bhai Shroff, Shri Arun Nanda, and Professor Shyam Asolekar. Professor Shyam Asolekar has not been introduced. I will give a brief introduction of Professor Asolekar. He is professor at the Center for Environmental Science and Engineering at IITB. He is the president of Indian Environmental Association during 2003 and 5 term. He has 2 degrees in chemical engineering and MS and PhD in environmental engineering from Syracuse University and University of Iowa. After pursuing his postdoctoral studies at Harvard, he returned to India in '93 and is presently a faculty member in IITB. He shall also be in conversation with on the 5th floor. Rest of the panelists you are well aware of. My second announcement is related to the membership of Vijnan Bharati. We have kept some forms outside for life membership of Vijnan Bharati, which is 1,000 rupees for a life membership. We also have some books, which is at a concessional rate of 500 rupees a book. And my last announcement is for some of the delegates who have registered themselves in the last few days or maybe more than that. Some of our bank receipts or notifications from the bank to our accounts has not been acknowledged. Request you to those people who have already registered and paid in the banking transactions to kindly give us some transaction number so we can pursue with the bank and ensure the transaction is complete. Thank you. And lastly, tomorrow's session, we are starting tomorrow's session at 10 o'clock. The brief is environmental sustainability is starting at 10 o'clock to 11:30 hours. We have Dr. Satish Vate, Professor Shyam Asolekar, about whom I have just given a brief, Shri Venkatesh Valluri, who was also in the morning sessions with us, Dr. Prasad Modak, and Srimati Anita Arjundas. The second session is at 12 o'clock after a tea break, which is on technology and governance. Followed by that, we have post-lunch a wonderful session of summation and brainstorming and a valedictory session. Of course, like today, all of us were for the breakfast. I'll request all of you to come a little early, join us for breakfast, and follow for the session. Thank you, everyone.